Okay, welcome to Lovins Reads Lovecraft 14. Again, if you don't like my videos, just don't watch them. I don't care. I don't need you. I don't care if I get 2 hits on this thing. So this crate that I just brought in goes up there where the Star Wars items are. Today I brought in Sense and Sensibility. Star Wars packaging with a stupid Elmo toy in there. I like to take toy packages and put different toys in there after I get out the one I want. Carter Brown, Long Story Magazine. Terror Comes Creeping. Look at her. She has fine breasticles. Alright. Avengers number 307. Bud Plant's an incredible catalog. There's that shaking a odd pose just to have her leg up. Crotch shot. A book called The Lovely Bones, a novel. Alice Sebold. I haven't read a word of this. Well, let's see. Teepee. Goal-Free Living, How to Have the Life You Want Now by Stephen M. Shapiro. Take the Goalaholic quiz. Details inside. I could take the alcoholic quiz. Herbie, the Love Bug. This used to work. Remote control little thing. I'm just glad I have the toy. Well, army man, he can sit and stay guard with all my books. And the main object is this copy of the Necromonicon by the mad Arab blah 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 blah. I can't remember his name. Hazarad. Somebody made this and someone gave it to me. It's a little notebook. I can fill the notebook up with all the H.P. Lovecraft words I don't know. Let's see. That is pretty cool, wasn't it? So I'll put that in my H.P. Lovecraft collection. Continuing on with the Alchemist. His enthusiasm had seemed for the moment to remove from his terrible eyes the hatred that had at first so haunted them, but suddenly the fiendish glare returned, and with a shocking sound, like the hissing of a serpent, the stranger raised a glass phial with the evident intent of ending my life as had Charles Le Sorcier 600 years before ended that of my ancestor. Prompted by some preserving instinct of self-defense, I broke through the spell that had hitherto held me immovable, and flung my now dying torch at the creature who menaced my existence. I heard the phial break harmlessly against the stones of the passage as the tunic of the strange man caught fire and lit the horrid scene with a ghastly radiance. The shriek of fright and impotent malice emitted by the would-be assassin proved too much for my already shaken nerves, and I fell prone upon the slimy floor in a total faint. When at last my senses returned, all was frightfully dark, and my mind, remembering what had occurred, shrank from the idea of beholding more. Yet curiosity overmastered all. Who, I asked myself, was this man of evil? And how came he within the castle walls? Why should he seek to avenge the death of poor Michael Mauve, and how had the curse been carried on through all the long centuries since the time of Charles Le Sorcier? The dread of years was lifted from my shoulders, for I knew that he whom I had felled was the source of all my danger from the curse, and now that I was free, I burned with the desire to learn more of the sinister thing which had haunted my line for centuries, and made of my own youth one long continued nightmare. Determined upon further exploration, I felt in my pockets for flint and steel, and lit the unused torch which I had with me. First of all, the new light revealed the distorted and blackened form of the mysterious stranger. The hideous eyes were now closed. Disliking the sight, I turned away and entered the chamber beyond the Gothic door. Here I found what seemed much like an alchemist's laboratory. In one corner was an immense pile of a shining yellow metal that sparkled gorgeously in the light of the torch. It may have been gold, but I did not pause to examine it, for I was strangely affected by that which I had undergone. At the farther end of the apartment was an opening leading out into one of the many wild ravines of the dark hillside forest. Filled with wonder, yet now realizing how the man had obtained access to the chateau, I proceeded to return. I had intended to pass by the remains of the stranger with averted face, but as I approached the body, I seemed to hear emanating from it a faint sound, as though life were not yet wholly extinct. Aghast, I turned to examine the charred and shriveled figure on the floor. Then all at once the horrible eyes, blacker even than the seared face in which they were set, opened wide with an expression which I was unable to interpret. The cracked lips tried to frame words which I could not well understand. Once I caught the name of Charles Le Sorcier, and again I fancied that the words years and curse issued from the twisted mouth. Still, I was at a loss to gather the purport of his disconnected speech. At my evident ignorance of his meaning, the pitchy eyes once more flashed malevolently at me, until, helpless as I saw my opponent to be, I trembled as I watched him. Suddenly the wretch, animated with his last burst of strength, raised his hideous head from the damp and sunken pavement. Then, as I remained paralyzed with fear, he found his voice and in his dying breath screamed forth those words which have ever afterward haunted my days and my nights. "Fool," he shrieked, "can you not guess my secret? Have you no brain whereby you may recognize the will which has through 6 long centuries fulfilled the dreadful curse upon your house? Have I not told you of the great elixir of eternal life? Know you not how the secret of alchemy was solved? I tell you, it is I that have lived for 600 years to maintain my revenge, for I am Charles Le Sorcier." Alright, and there ends The Alchemist. Next time, The Tomb.